Greetings and thanks for watching. I want us to talk about the ECR, the electronic cash register device, for the GST, good and services taxes. Otherwise, they call it the other side, some other country they call it VAT, value added tax. So we get some issue whereby some shop then have been closed down because of the introduction of this new device, the electronic cash register. With business people then strike and say because the government don't bring that device for them to be using for their businesses. So they decide to go on strike because they say you're not good for the consumer there, or you're not good for them, it's difficult for them, not extra cost for them. So they decide to go on strike and close the shops there. Don't be a man that not to say the government money they lose, but not the money they lose at the end of the day. So I want to talk about these goods and services taxes for the business people then when they consider them for say they affect their revenue, they say revenue, which is not true because GST, otherwise VAT, how they might call it different depending where you are. Like in the UK, they use the VAT value added tax, but not the same tax because when you go buy something at market, anything when you buy certain thing and they will not really they pay GST on them. Some, for example, food item, clothing, books, most of them not can pay VAT on them. But any other thing they tend for add that tax on the goods that you go where they go buy in the market. But that tax they really control not the business people they pay. Like consumer then tax down then they pay. So I not see the reason why the business people never go on strike. Waiting for be most probably the consumer never go on strike because then they get for hidden pocket more than the businesses themselves. So I think that for more that kind of manifestation, it will come from the consumer, not from the business people solely. But it's a lot everything in politics. So most of those people when they get that one day, they may think about the background, where that policy, where that device they come from. So when they see and say a threat to them and to their businesses. Not threat to them because most of them are not really paying taxes there anyway. Or this past year and they don't be pocket them themselves. They don't be paying taxes to the state. So now with the new direction don't come, it don't implement the policy. They not to say the policy have not been there when have been there, but just not been implemented simple. So now when they don't come, the new direction don't come to decide say they want increase their revenue collection. So they decide to bring up this machine for all businesses. They're not all businesses actually, because there are some businesses that we don't really need that machine or to pay to charge GST as long as the revenue go beyond the the total annual sales of the business, no go beyond the one government decide that's about 10 from 10 million to 100 million. I think they don't really need for pay that tax there. Not to then they pay anyway, collect that tax. Let's put it that way because not they didn't pay now. Consumer didn't pay any taxes then. So they don't be very happy about that. But me, I can ask the question, why are they not happy? Because at the end of the day, government need tax. You need money to be implementing the policy, to be helping the nation, to build the nation. So many things that we need. The government need money for attending to them, i.e. education, health, uh, um, infrastructure development, police, teachers, all the things, and they will go need money. So you get to look every way possible for many raise that funding. So the best way for them is through GST tax and other taxes then. Yeah. So all what people in the faithful to understand is Not to then they pay the business benefit from understanding is that not to them they pay their taxes, not consumer then they pay the taxes. All the government they ask them is for me they collect them from the consumer then and pass it on to the government. I don't know what the government they ask them for do. So I not see all this strike or no strike is about because they say they don't introduce these devices and the business system. Look, anytime you go, you get VAT, either in nature VAT or in nature GST taxes. Go to Yanamo, all over the world. Or maybe, let me take that one back. Maybe in Saudi Arabia, they don't pay taxes, most of the taxes, I guess. I'm not sure. But that's the only reason why the government needs to raise funds. That's the only one of the means of raising funds. It's up to the government. It can be 15%, 10%, 5%, 4%. It depends. Because as you see, GST is one of the tools for stimulate the economy. One of the fiscal tools that the government can make use of for them to generate income. So it's also one of those tools that can affect businesses, can affect consumer consumptions. Because if they decide they see the economy the boom, they can ultimately increase GST for get more funds, for raise more taxes. But if you see things and they slow down, they can ultimately reduce GST for stimulate the economy. And then there is actually one of that's what they call it a tool economic term, a tool to stimulate the economy, the speed of the economy. So it's one of the tools and they want to get for play with them to be able to raise finances. So not to say and just stay there for one for harm business people. They know it's for the well-being, the welfare of the nation, the economic of the nation. That's the reason why they get for introduce, they try to implement this new device to our business system where they earn certain ceiling of income or sales revenue. Yeah, so I don't see the argument for say we should go on strike because they don't force us to use these devices now with businesses. It's not called for. Not only they pay the taxes, now the consumer didn't pay the taxes. If there's any protect strike, it should be it should be coming from the consumer, really and truly, not from the businesses. So the government, there's their way of raising finances. So we're not going to blame them because they need money for develop this nation. These nations don't be backward for too long. There are too many things when they get for doing. They need money for that. They free quality education. They need money for it to be effectively efficient. So please, never will cooperate with the government, with business people, then businessman, then businesswoman, then. It's a good for all of us. We'll pay the taxes that we due to the state. If for the next 5, 10 years we see say we don't pay taxes, but still you know they reflect in our daily life, then we will have something to say about that. But before that, let's do our due obligations. Let's play our own part and see this nation to be a better place for all of us. Thank you for watching. God bless.